Hello and welcome to the VR Master League, where today we're going to be here for Lemon Squad versus the unit. I'm joined by Todd Howard. Hello, how are you? The man, the myth himself.
You got the name wrong.
Todd Haberkorn. There you go. It's not the man, the myth.
There we
Not
go.
quite. It's the other. It's the other man, the slightly less important one. You know.
Hey, you can call me TFH. It's not Howard.
It's just a bit of a Freudian slip, you know. Todd Howard. He's a likable guy. You can't help it.
Likeable guy, yeah. Just
Very
slightly different.
Just
We try to
slightly.
distinguish each other slightly.
But anyway,
We are starting off here on Cargo.
indeed we
Lemon
are.
Squad versus the unit. What do you think's going to happen here, Bucks?
I think we're going to be seeing some kind of clashing here. The unit's picked up Strajak, formerly the co-captain of Silent Purge, so I think he's going to be he's going to be bringing in some good stuff. And the unit did play pretty well against Dead Logic just in that first week, so things are suddenly going to be looking pretty nice later on. But regardless, we can get into the bans here. Just starting off with Lemon Squad, they're the home team here. We can start off with their ban, and that is going to be a kind of a trash ban of Danker. And from the unit, we have the kind of slightly less confident ban of Quarantine, kind of showing they're not too comfortable on the larger maps, maybe.
Maybe. Quarantine's actually a really diverse map, in my opinion. You got some really close range sections of it. So it's more of a flow map, I would call it that. So when people try to ban that, it usually means, to me, it's just more or less, we don't want to have to deal with this change up in the game mid-game. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. It doesn't have anything too polarizing. It's not super long range, it's not super close range. It's got the mix of the small, the medium, and the long. It's a diverse map, as you said. It's comfortable for a team that maybe doesn't have a particular weakness or a particular strength in their current state.
Yeah, it's got the best of both ends. And to some teams, especially when you're still developing, it's a little tough. But the unit has been around for a bit here, at least a season, as far as I know. You may know better than I do. So it's a little weird that they're banning Quarantine, since it is a map favorite of a lot of people. But maybe they did their homework and see that Lemon Squad is just really strong there.
Possibly. Lemon Squad, I know they've kind of had slip-ups on Quarantine in kind of the more recent times. They've not really played as well on it, but in past, they were pretty good on it, though. Even at their peak, they only managed about a 60% win rate, which, though, is pretty solid. It's not amazing, so I guess the kind of mental component, maybe, of such old information is going to be the, maybe psyching out the unit here, because just the mental game kind of tricking teams into banning certain maps. I know back when I was on Silent Purge, we an ingenious plan by Kev. He managed to fake out and trick two teams into banning Tanker, making them think we'd practiced it, when in reality we hadn't touched the map. It was beautiful. I can't believe it actually worked out. Kev, an utter genius.
Yeah, we got our native Silent Purge expert here, Buxton, in the hot seat. He'll be able to tell us all about the moves coming from the unit here. Coming up here, since he basically played with them for how many seasons, Bucks?
I played with them for 4 months, I believe, maybe 5 months, so should be seeing some moves coming out from them, from Strajak of the unit.
So.
I'm hoping, at least. Maybe he'll relax a bit. Maybe he's trying to beef up the team overall, but I think the Lemon Squad are going to be really looking out for any caps coming out, because Cargo, he has one particular move that can be incredibly strong. He loves to come up the east hand side of the southeast objective, which is the objective that we're going to be starting off with, and he can just get a cap straight in the smoke like that. It's pretty dangerous for the opposing team to try and defend against that, so maybe we'll see that, but maybe not. But Todd, how do you think Lem's going to try and play this? The unit, you know, they've been a mid-tier team for a season and a half, but they are kind of looking strong at the moment.
When I watched Lemon Squad versus G-Men, probably a season or two seasons back, the one thing that really stuck out to me, and keep in mind here, Lemon Squad did win against G-Men. The reason why is because mid-game, they were able to shift up their strategy from being a very aggressive kind of standpoint. Just bumped my mic there, my apologies. to a very conservative policy. So to be able to switch up your game plan like that really messes with the other team, because it's kind of a back and forth. Team 1, they start playing aggressive. Team 2 plays conservative in order to get those picks. But when Team 1 changes it up again, playing conservative, it doesn't work out that well. You have long round times, and whoever's defending has the advantage because then they're running the timer. So then Team 2 will have to become, aggressive.
Absolutely.
And so on. We are popping in here.
There's no messing about with these teams. They're going straight into the first round of this cargo, with this unit starting off with that southeast objective on the defense. They're already popping off some smokes out. I wonder if they're going to try and maybe get some aggressive moves, Todd.
Yeah, the smokes at the beginning really mean that there's probably going to be some kind of a push, or at least some kind of a deception going on. All the smokes ending up in one area. Shots coming from the Marsoc side. That's not deterring the unit from basically setting up their defense. As a matter of fact, they're pushing up pretty far here.
Indeed they are, but it's not really going to work out. But Polis is going to go straight in, I think. He's already popped with smoke, and Archer's going to peek Jamie and take down Jamie. Polis, or rather, actually, his Caltroff is going to go straight through. You can see Strajak was also picked off by Bacon there, and Polis.
And he's
actually going for the cap here. This could be a really quick cap. It appears Legolas Chicken is totally unaware. And that is the cap. That is a very action-packed round to start off with for Lemon Squad.
Lemon Squad, 4 strong to 2 strong, gunning around there, smokes out, and just putting it in. That is aggression 101 right there.
Absolutely. I think we can already identify some issues from the unit there, but I'm not sure. Again, it's always the first round. No matter what happens on the first round, you can't predict what the following rounds are going to be like. But we saw that the unit, it's either they didn't have time to rotate, or they just didn't rotate fast enough. I can't quite tell which one it is, but one of them is going to be killer later on.
And Lemon Squad is just, they have no fear against these guys. They are not holding back. They're just running over them right now. If they could get a cap in the first round, that's incredible.
Yeah, if the unit can't fire back on this round and at least get 1 point, we could be seeing a very early shutout on the first map that may not bode too well going into the later ones. Because getting shut out on the first map with like a cap and then 2 round losses, that never feels good in any scenario. It feels awful. It's very, very bad for your team mentally. And the mental game is a big part of Onward, the league, and really esports in general. So they got to make sure they're on the top of their game for these following rounds.
And this would have been Lemon Squad's map pick, am I correct?
You would be correct on that, I believe. Yes, you would be correct.
Lemon Squad playing their cards like poker aces. Popping into round 2 here. Let's see how the unit chooses to attack this.
We may see some aggression. Maybe they're going to go... Maybe Strajak is going to be calling the shot here and just going to go, hey, let's go straight through, no fear. Do the exact same thing that Lemon Squad would do. Because are they going to expect that? I don't think they would. But maybe they are also just going to play this a little bit safe.
Strajak is kind of moving along that same side here. Lemon Squad hasn't really fully set up their defense yet. Well, they kind of have. But Strajak gets that pick in that little dark area there. Objective is mostly undefended, except for Polisville walking around there. But he's moved in. He's rotated, so there's coverage.
There is, but a nade from Strajak could open a little bit of a hole. Unfortunately, not goes a bit too far. And Strajak is going to have to get out of there, abandon that east side push. And now the rest of his team's going to have to pick up the slack, especially sideways. He's going to be looking for Geeka, and Geeka is a big threat by this red container. It's a very strong position if you can hold it. Though it appears that someone pushed up on the east as well and got taken down by Bacon. He's also looking for another. We could be seeing an early 2 picks from Lemons here, but no. It's going instead to the trade between the Lemon Squad and Una. There goes Geeka. There goes Strajak with another takedown to Polis. Now it's just Archer on the south. He's going to walk straight into the open. Strajak goes down. Now it's just Archer. He could pull off a 1v2 clutch here, but Moxham's seen him. Moxham's seen him. They take back that round, and it's not going to be an early shutout. Not quite yet, Todd.
No, definitely not. That 1 point is The small points actually is what the unit needs to get back here. They don't need caps. They just need to play it safe. They need to play it in a way that they feel comfortable with. You can't just, as awesome as it would be to get a counter cap every time that you get capped on, it's just, you can't let the caps influence your play style. It means that the team has gotten to you. So the unit getting their wins back here is a great sign that they are willing to put up a fight.
Indeed. But judging by how quick these rounds are going, I think we may see a lot of aggression on the following maps as well. Like, you know, previous round was what, 40, 50 seconds? This round was a minute and 10 seconds. Unless they keep getting slower and slower as the kind of the adrenaline from the cap slows down, we could see this kind of series go by in like an hour and a half. It could go by in an instant, and that would certainly be interesting, especially as we get to the larger maps like probably Downfall we'll see, and maybe Suburbia, maybe Bazaar instead.
Maybe, but keep in mind, this is like just the beginning of the map here. Both of these teams are kind of just feeling each other up. Lemon Squad probably are in the mindset right now that their team, the team they're going against, is a little less aggressive than they are, and so they're going to probably use that mindset. If the unit can realize that and basically counteract that, we could see a really close game.
We could indeed, but we're going in now to this third round. Gotta say, it's always very confusing when a cap comes out if it's the third or fourth round. It can be hard to keep track, but regardless, this is Lemon Squad with the far north objective. I'm not really a big fan of that objective, because you think you can cap in the building, but you can't. It's hard.
Yeah, you have to either go into that container there, but it leaves you so open. You might as well just throw a smoke around to try to get in between the objective and that small crate that's right next to it.
Indeed, and the early team kill from Caltrop there, taking down Bacon. Jamie throwing a nade, they want to rush him. Polis takes down Jamie with a rush, but the nade from Jamie, the martyrdom, takes down Archer. And Polis, well, Caltrop's going straight through. He wants to take down Chicken as well, but he's walking straight through. Polis picks up Archer. So that push from Caltrop is denied by Chicken finally. And it looks like the kind of momentum from Lemon Squad might be slowed down here. Unless that nade from Legless. The nade from Polis takes down Legless, a very nice one there. And now this is not looking so good for the unit now, but it's just back and forth. It's teetering between who gets the advantage here.
Well, you say it's not looking good for the unit. Your unit has one able body up compared to Lemon Squad, who it's currently basically 4v2 if we're counting down people. But if the unit can just capitalize on the people who they can rest, they could probably get a cap here.
They probably could.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to call it.
You're going to have to be careful. Geeko is going to go for the revive onto Polis. It would be a very important revive, but if Moxham goes into the open here and gets taken down, it will be a travesty for the unit. He is looking for me sideways on the far north there. Going to get him up. Not quite spotted by Geeka, and Geeka's going to get that revive. That's such a vital one. And the nade goes too far, but it's a flash. It's a good flash as well. But it's not capitalized on. A big mistake for the unit here.
Unit doubling up on that one side there. Trying to get these picks. And they do. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Lemon Squad got the pick. I'm getting my teams confused, man.
Yeah, he only got one there, but it seems Geeka's really confused about how many members of the unit are up. I guess they didn't realize that they were actively reviving them. But he does still have a chance to take this back. The unit being a more inexperienced team and Lemon Squad being kind of known for their 1v5 scenarios, it's very much possible that they could take down Strajak on the east here and then go for Moxham with the information from Polispil kind of really helping out. But taking down Strajak inside of that east dark shed is going to be a big issue. It's so hard to take down people in there because it's dark, they've got the cover advantage. Unless you get a nade threaded perfectly through the doorway, it's just bad news.
And if you look at Polispil, getting that res is going to be really hard because I believe that's Moxham. Yeah, Moxham on the other side. He's basically watching over that body. I don't think he realizes that Polispil is still up, but even if he did, that'd be great bait to draw the attacker.
Absolutely would. But 3 minutes remain, and Geeka still has plenty of time. He could kind of feint out, get Legless and Moxham to look over towards the east-hand side so he can go for the revive, but it's a trade instead between Geeka and Legless there. I can't believe they managed to make a comeback here on the 2 rounds. They're looking pretty strong so far. It teetered between the advantage for both sides at the start, but by the end of that round, with those revives, it was solidly the unit's favor.
Yeah, they're playing the slow game here. Get the kills, not the caps. You know, it's a legit strategy. As long as you know what you're doing and you're really good at finding those picks, you can make it really competitive in that sense, even against a very aggressive team like Lemon Squad.
Indeed. Man. I wonder what we could be seeing in the later rounds as we get into the larger maps, because I haven't really seen too many coordinated plays from the unit. I have seen some from Lemon Squad. Maybe that's just because Lemon Squad has been around longer, but with the addition again of Strajak, will they bring in more coordinated plays for the unit? Because coordinated plays, if you have the communication and you can kind of practice and pull them off, like practice the smokes and the rushes and the free roam, it can be really, really big to get those coordinated plays off on, like Suburbia for that Center House objective, or the Garage objective, or really anywhere on Suburbia or Cargo. The small maps there you kind of need to move at the same time, can't afford to trickle in or anything like that. It can be really, really strong, so I'm looking forward to seeing anything like that. But what were you kind of expecting for the later rounds, Todd?
If they go Bazaar, it's going to be a match of who can talk the most, honestly. Like you were saying before, coordination is key, and on Bazaar, it's all about who can talk the most, basically. It's so big with so close quarters. You can't get picks from across the map easily. You can get some, but it's not like that's what the map is about.
Yeah, into the fourth round though, looks like already some smokes coming out from Caltrop there, just to block that west side. Maybe he's going to rush out. We did see him play very aggressively last round on Marsok, but I wonder if he'll try and do the same on Vault, because you know, you said about the aggressiveness versus the passiveness. It can be very good to swap them up quite a lot. It appears he is playing a more aggressive position, while the unit's hanging back. They were prepared for this.
I'm not going to lie, I just noticed Caltrop renamed himself Polistrop, and I love it.
He's a Smoils of the UK.
He's the police trop. Because that's what the Polis bill is, police bill or something. I don't know, but yes. I love it. I want like Smoils to draw something for that, please.
He takes catnip in payment, in lieu of payment, actually.
Well, time to go to PetSmart for me, or I don't know what the British equivalent of that is, but in America it's PetSmart.
I don't even know. Can't really think. Maybe just like go to Tesco or something. I think they probably sell it in Tesco. Oh, that
the Polis held right side is getting free-fired on, but they're not finding picks.
But some of the bullets are hitting Strajak. He's nestled between the kind of black boxes. Jamie!
Ooh,
what happened there? Oh, the nade from Bacon as well. Oh, what happened there? Why did Jamie team kill Legless Chicken?
I don't know, but that is funny. Oh, man. That is... Luckily, they didn't really pay the ultimate price for that, but... Man, you got to be on your game if that happens. No one has died, and it's almost 2 minutes into this round here.
Yeah,
like this is what I'm talking about here. The conservative play is happening now.
So they were both on aggressive in the previous rounds. Now they've both switched to conservative. They're mirroring each other here.
The question is, who will be the first one to really break from this game plan here?
I think it is going to be the unit here. You can see Strajak. He's going to get knifed by Caltrop. He got knifed by Caltrop. The ultimate insult. It's the ultimate insult. He won't be able to live that down. Now he's going for the C4 throw onto sideways.
Man, I got knifed yesterday and that sucked. So
it did. You got a tray between the two there on the west side. Archer picked up Geeker, and we are into a 4-2 here. The unit just dropped like flies when they started their push. It's just Moxman Legless, make it just Legless. The one chicken remaining on the unit, and it's not looking too hot.
No, it is not. Legless has got to find picks like mad now, but everybody's so spread out that practically have each other in view, so there's no operating room. You gotta hunker down and wait for those opportunities, and with a little bit of luck he can try, but I think Lemon Squad's pretty much got this down pat.
It does definitely look like it, but you never know. Again, it was Solo that pulled off a 1v5 against Silent Purge. He was previously a member of Lemon Squad. He's not on the unit. I'm not leading you into that, but it's still possible. Anything's possible in Onward. Just requires large amounts of luck and skill.
Hey, Twitch clippers, get your buttons ready.
And prep that Twitch clip button because there's about to be something happening. Whether it'll be clip worthy or not, who knows?
Legless moving up here. Will he see Baikinos hanging behind those full-size pallets there? OSHA compliant on the floor and properly stacked. OSHA will not have a problem there, and neither will Lemon Squad.
Indeed. And if Lemon Squad on the Marsoc now, so with the same objective, they... Actually, no, it's not the same objective. It's the center objective. We could see a 5-2 here. If Lemon Squad decide to play aggressive again, change up their strategy, they could go straight through with the aggressiveness and boom, down goes the unit 5-2. That would not be a pretty sight, but it's very much possible.
So I'm gonna ask you something here. This is kind of a reference to the Challenger Cup, but do you think that this is a Marsaki or a Volky map?
I'd say it depends on the objective. A far north objective, I'd say that's Volky. The south objectives, I'd say that's Marsaki for sure.
Yeah, this is I love this map because it doesn't really have much bias to it. Like, that's why I even asked, because I honestly didn't know. Like, I was thinking about it, and it's like, yeah, I kind of had a brain fart. You know, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it is possible to still kind of get caps or whatever you want on the far north objectives, but it makes it a lot more difficult because there's just so many angles to cover from. You've got behind the half white on the northwest side, you've got the dark sheds on the far east side, you've got the directly on top of the objective in the red container. It's just a mess of angles that are really hard to cross, and if you get the smokes out, it does become possible, but still, it's all CQC. The smoke, you can still be seen inside of it, so it's rough.
Yeah, this objective, what you're probably going to want to see is you're going to see smokes on and then suppressive fire all around while one person sneaks up. We'll see if my game plan here sticks through, but then again, I'm not Lemon Squad, so I'm prepared to be wrong.
It seems there's some communications issues on Lemon Squad here. Kind of, I think Calshop asked Apollos if he has a M249, and he did not, so now they're blowing air at each other. This is the dynamics of Lemon Squad. But this is definitely more aggressive. But it's more aggressive from both teams here, and it's not working out for the unit already. The one pick early. And maybe we'll see a push from Moxum up the east as well. This is interesting. It's actually the trade between Geek and Shajak, and Moxum might go down too.
If Jamie just stays in his... Oh, messed up my binding. Now I gotta run back. If Jamie just stays in his spot where he is, he could potentially be a very key defensive unit, if I could use that word for that. But with all the commotion going on outside, it's just so tempting to want to get outside and probably get kills and whatnot.
Yeah, it's very, very risky to peek out or run out of this main bit. Even unless there's smoke, it can be very risky, and if you stay in there, also very risky. Everyone's going to check in here and pre-fire and all of that. So it's really damned if you do, damned if you don't. But Moxum's cleaning up finally. He's pushed up the east, takes down Bacon, he's looking for some more. He could potentially be the one to take down another 2 or 3 members on Lemon Squad here and kind of clutch the round.
The smokes are coming out. Herald the arrival of the Lemon Squad. A failed frag goes out. I had to look at that really close. A failed frag goes out. Doesn't get the distance that he wants.
There is going to be a frag coming from Archer. It could actually take down Mox. Just way too far.
You got to get that timing right. And you could pull that, the plunger on that.
But they're going to be looking for him anyway. Mox goes down. Caltrop finally peeks out and takes him. And I think this is where Lemon Squad's going to go straight in. Smokes, nades, and everything. And the seat nade takes down Sideways. It's just Jamie. He's a one-man army. Can he take down Caltrop coming around the corner? There goes Sideways. He's on the objective. Jamie takes down 1, takes down 2. Unfortunately taken down by Politope before he can get that triple kill. And that is Lemon Squad's round. Very unfortunate. They could have taken that to a 3-3 if he'd reacted just a second faster.
Yeah, the pressure just gets on when it's when it could be the final map and it's against you guys and you're the last guy. Oh man, that gets your heart pumping.
Yeah, it
Sometimes
does.
a little too much.
So, that was a 4-2 on the first map for Cargo, but what are we going to be seeing for the second map? Again, that was Quarantine banned from the unit and Tanker banned from Lemon Squad. But do you think we'll see smaller maps or more larger maps? So, like Quarantine, not Quarantine, Downfall, and maybe, what's another slightly larger map?
I would say Bazaar is slightly larger.
I'd say that as well. So, Quarantine, not Quarantine, I keep saying Quarantine, Downfall and Bazaar. Or do you think we'll see Suburbia and Bazaar? That's what I'm thinking.
Because thinking in the minds of the unit, they know that they just got destroyed. Well, I wouldn't say destroyed, but beaten on a very close range map. So if I were the unit, personally, I would choose a longer range map. And we're about to find out anyways.
Indeed,
we're loading in.
We head over to the war room there. Can kind of see what we'll get nice and early. I'm filled with anticipation on this loading screen here.
We have Suburbia.
Ooh.
I was wrong.
Very well then, we have the Suburbia. That is certainly interesting. So the second map is going to be that Suburbia pick, and that's going to be, of course, the unit's decision for this second map. So we could be seeing an early cap here again with this objective. We just quickly hop in, take a look at the map here. This could be the reverse of the previous map. We could be seeing a cap early for the unit instead. That would not be pretty at all.
This objective, if you can take control of that middle house there, you pretty much are free to cap.
Yeah.
Like Marsaki map.
I know that Lemon Squad are pretty solid on Suburbia, but we also saw the unit pull off some pretty nice coordinated plays, though they did kind of fail to make use of smokes on some occasions during their deadlogging match last week. So maybe we'll see more of that, just slightly more refined and slightly more coordinated, and that could be a big issue for Lemon Squad, as I say, just with that early cap. But do you think they're going to go for it after last map?
Oh, definitely. I would want to get that cap, like, right after being shown up 4-2. Getting this map is make or break the game for them right now. At least getting that win on the scoreboard. Not really talking about MMR here, which is a whole new rocket science if we want to talk about that. But getting that 2 points out of 3, this is make or break.
Indeed it is, but whoever starts off strong here again, first round is never super indicative unless it's a cap. If it is a cap, then it can be very indicative of the following rounds, but we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully we should be hopping into this first round very shortly. Both teams are fully readied up. Maybe they're just planning some final strats before they hop in here.
Well, they're hopping in now, so hopefully this time Lemon Squad can figure out who has the M249. And doesn't have to breathe at each other, you said? I wasn't over there.
Yes.
Interesting way to settle arguments, even though they both have guns.
I don't know, they were hissing at each other or something. I'm not entirely sure what it was.
I could see the hissing. Oh, that seems like a Caltrop thing to do.
Yes, also dropping a nade in spawn, having to like reach out the spawn area to grab it, but we may see some early clashes between the unit and Lemon Squad here. Moxham appears to be going straight in here. Absolutely no fear.
Bacon holding the angle on that window there, trying to get legless.
Not quite going to get that
really
angle.
Find that angle now.
Might rush out here though. This is looking like he might. He's going to peek it. Ah, they're hiding in the bush. Legless gets him instead.
Yeah, where he was before was really a superb position to be in. He had so much cover, but he just got a little greedy there and has paid the ultimate price in battle.
You can never get too greedy on Suburbia, especially pushing out center house. You know you want to, but 99% of the time it does not work out. That's a lesson you got to learn. It's a painful lesson. You can never, if someone tells you, you won't believe them. You sort of experience it for yourself 100 times over before you learn, don't rush out of center house. It doesn't work. I still have not yet learned my lesson in that case.
Me neither. You saw me that one time.
Yeah. Oh, Strajak's doing his signature move, though. He's going to be looking for Polis, but he sees the head, misses the shots, and Geeka, I think, is going to be the one to peek over and take him down. But no, he decides to stay passive just behind the container there. The concrete wall.
If he just threw a well-timed frag, he could have gotten that pick just right there and made it so much easier for his team.
Moxham's starting to push up center, though. He's going to be looking for Polisville. He sees Polisville to trade between the two. Both of them going down, not going to be picked up again. The center house played out for this objective is so dangerous. And Geek is actually going to be rushing Strajak. And down goes Strajak. He's going to be on the flank now. He could take down two here. He's rushing over towards the playground. He really wants them dead. But he's actually going to be going for the center house instead. He goes up, gets taken down by Legless. Did not expect the center house to be cleared out.
Unit has the man advantage. They have the high ground, Anakin, and why aren't they going for the cap? I don't know.
They just don't have quite enough members to work off of these smokes, so Caltrum is certainly scared of the cap, though he's going to be rushing the center house right underneath Legless Chicken's nose here. He goes up, not going to see him. He's going to see him eventually. Takes him down. Now it's just one member left on the unit. He's going to be going for the objective with sideways with his SA-80. Caltrum's on the flank. Is he going to see him in the smoke here? He's on the objective, going for the cap. Archer, though, spots him at the last minute and takes him down. There goes the unit for that round. Lemon Squad starting off kind of shaky, really.
Yeah, they almost lost that. They were down a man for a good chunk of time there. Luckily, Caltrop was able to claim the middle house there and kind of get the ball with the Avalanche rolling their way. Well, that basically all just happened in the last 15 seconds of the round, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. I guess that's the kind of issue with that objective. You've either got to do a mad Anim House smoke and rush straight for it, or you've got to kind of hang back, hop off the smokes, get some picks, clear out center house, and then move for it. You can't really, there's no in between really. You can't do both.
My philosophy is a two-step program. It's take middle house and cap.
Yes, that's a solid approach.
Smokes expendable, cap.
Absolutely, but we're going in now to the second round of this Suburbia map, the second map. The score on that first map was 4-2. Lemon Squad taking it in case you forgot. Again, starting off the same objective, the cyclic objectives, not the cyclic, the repeating objectives. One for each side, and they're going to be going maybe straight for it. They are looking like they're going to be sending 3 west.
This is the time for the unit's defense
to
shine.
The early down to Legless Chicken. He's getting picked up though. That could have been solid if that was a headshot. That would have been solid.
He got lucky. He got lucky, and that's all I could say.
Kind of aggressive move from Strashak here. Sitting in the window, facing the west side. That could actually end with his life being taken away, because it's so risky peeking that window. Because with the bush cover, you can be very easily seen while not seeing your opponent.
Random side note, I just saw a nade get eaten by a house roof. Like, that's weird.
Weird, but there goes Strajak taken down by Polis, and the smokes are coming out from Lemon Squad though. Not exactly ideal, that one at least, but Calchop's on the slide. He's pushed up pretty aggressive, and he's actually looking for someone on the porch. Not going to find anyone though.
After that slide got legalized, everyone's been using it to their advantage whenever they can. Trying to get that view, those peaks.
Though Calchop's looking for one. He saw one in the second floor of the center house, but Jamie picked up Polisbill on the center lane. He's actually going to be looking for more from the signal spot. Calchop should know that he's here, but Jamie might see him through the bush. He sees him through the bush and takes him down, and Lemon Squad are a man down from the unit here. This is not looking good. They need to regroup and rethink their approach.
Legless Chicken has also been baffling me. He's chilling on the downstairs, which to me, I don't like it as much because I can find picks there personally, and to me it's not as defendable. It's not as safe. You don't have that much coverage.
Depending on your defense, it can be a lot more important than defending the first floor though, than defending the second floor though, because if the first floor goes, the enemy team has a nade, the second floor is going to fall very quickly as well. So really got to kind of have a layered defense. First the first floor, then the second floor. Got to make sure that first one doesn't fall first, but too many firsts. Love's got to moving in with 2 to try and break that hegemony. How do you say that? Hegemony of 1, but the double line.
Get the double. He doesn't. Immediately goes down on the first try. I was talking about there. It's just there's no coverage there. There's no cover there.
More shots being exchanged between Bacon and Ost and Moxham in the second floor there. Nothing really going to come from that though. 2v3 is still very much possible for Lemon Squad here. They just need to get the right angles. Maybe kind of have Archer come down here, peek the corner and take down Jamie. But that's going to be a pretty hard kind of angle to spot him from.
Yeah, the unit though has... This defense looks a lot better than how it was on Cargo with like 2 to 1 man defending against like 3 or 4. So they could probably get this point here and get the ball rolling in their end.
Indeed they could. But Lemon's sort of playing it cautious. They don't want to do anything too aggressive. They do have the time. But they're kind of just allowing the unit to move to some rotated positions. You can see Jamie's moved up to a dangerous one with the sandbags, but he's missed it, and Bacon's going straight for it. Spotted by Muxham, though. Oh, that's unfortunate. And Archer's actually moving straight for the spawn house. No fear here from Archer. He's going to be looking for Moxham and sideways. He does not quite spot one, but it's Jamie from the other end of the map that takes him down instead. And they're tied up on the points for this second map. Neither of them really kind of giving an inch.
I don't think Archer realized that he was the last man after. Like, he probably didn't notice Bacon getting decked at the tank there.
I imagine he did.
It just seems really ambitious, I'll put it that way.
There's not really too much you can do for that particular objective when it's 1v3. If they'd taken down Jamie, but they seem to... If they'd taken down Jamie, they could have done it, but they seem to kind of get really scared of the playground. They refuse to push that way. It is quite open. They did lose Caltrop there. They did lose Polis there. But if they'd taken down Jamie, that could have been walked objective and cap. Unfortunately not, because, again, they got scared. They just got scared. They got psyched out by it.
This is Lemon Squad we're talking about here. These guys, first round, got a cap. So, like I said, it's interesting seeing Lemon Squad play because they always shifted up mid-game. They always changed their playstyle.
Following round, so what's the next objective? It's starting off now, so we can actually hop in and take a look. This third round, we are seeing the northwest objective. That could be a dangerous one, depending on how the unit wants to play this.
Yeah, the defensive positioning on this one is crucial since it's just out in the open. If you are able to take out the people who have direct line of sight to the objective, you can easily get the cap because a lot of times, a lot of teams will put out someone very far out in order to counteract a flank.
Indeed. Geekin might actually push up aggressively here, try and stop an early push. Nah, just plopping that C4 down, ready to stop any cappers that might come through, and it looks like the unit actually is going to try and push up the far east with smokes. That's certainly a very good tactic. It works very well.
Yeah, we got Bacon here, what I was talking about before. He's the guy who's basically in charge of making sure no one comes around the back end and kind of sneak caps behind. Also got Guika here looking out for their flanks again. But it doesn't really look like Lemon Squad's trying to flank hard, at least. I'll put it that way.
The unit is definitely seemingly not too comfortable going for the flanks, nor is Lemon Squad. They don't want to do anything too aggressive on Volk. But, oh wow, that's a strong position from Jamie. I've never thought of someone using the slide on Marsok to catch someone from this kind of angle. That's certainly an interesting one.
Yeah, very much so. Right now, the unit is just looking for picks, but Lemon Squad just aren't moving around, so it's not really easy to find picks.
Again, it's a conservative versus conservative. They've swapped styles again, and they're mirroring each other. They seem to be on the exact same wavelength in that respect, and I guess that's why they've been trading back and forth so much on this second map. If not for the cap on the first map, I think it could have gone the same way, just 1 point to the unit, 1 to the Lemon Squad, 1 point unit, so on and so forth, until we got to like 4-3 or 3-4.
And talking about those wavelengths, the only thing I think Lemon Squad can, as of right now, can do, if they could try to take lane 1, they could get a flank on. The only issue with that strat is they are so spread out on this defense that sacrificing one person to go all the way to the other end of the map is so dangerous.
Yeah, their defense is very spread out. They want to make sure there's nobody coming from the flanks. So they only got 2 near the objective. Normally you'd see that guy in the center be positioned on the house to the west instead, but apparently not in this case. There is Strajak, I believe, trying to push up from the west side here. And it's not really working out so far. They do have that C4 ready and planted if smokes start to come out from this side and he starts to maybe push up.
Yeah, taking his sweet time. A nade on objective, but doesn't find anybody or anybody.
Most are starting to be popped on that far east side as well. This is looking like the cross from the unit here. They do have a little bit of a hole in their smokes though.
It's not a particularly powerful one.
Oh, that nade from
anymore,
Archer. That was beautiful, bouncing off of the roof of the car to take down Moxham as he tried to cross. Utterly disgusting. And Polis again takes down Strajak on the far west side. Again, very, very nice nade. Archer takes down Jamie on the far east. And it's kind of all falling apart for the unit here. You can see Geeka is ready to receive Moxham in the far northeast.
Depending on what way Moxham chooses to go, he could try to go around the front lawn, but if he can account for where he thinks Geeka is going to be, which is a actually fairly common spot, he could potentially complete this flank with some ease and put the pressure on Lemon Squad.
Fortunately not though. Polis managed to catch him from his location, though he has given away his location for the opposing team. They are going to be able to pick up Strajak on the unit on the far west though, which is a very nice revive to get. They may be able to push through the western side, but they have burnt a lot of their utility, which is not too ideal. They can still pull things off though. If they have a nade, now would be a fantastic time to use it. But Polispil is getting aggressive, pushing up the west. Sees sideways, takes him down. He's going to be looking for another. More shots coming from Legolas though. Legolas gets that refrag and now Polispil is down. The defense is a lot more spread out now. They're missing 1 man on objective.
Baconhorst is cycling in to take Polis's spot. Good cycle on his end, especially noticing that his teammate's down.
Calchop is on the flank though, takes down 1, takes down 2, gets refragged by Strajak, the lone survivor of the unit. He may be able to take down Baconhorst, may not. It really is going to be a hard push unless he has that grenade to throw on the objective. He does have a smoke, but it's not really going to be too useful in this scenario.
Baconhorst does have to move now that his position is rendered pretty much useless for the time being. This can let what's his name? Starjack potentially pick him, but he chooses not to. He chooses to go the other way around, using the smoke as a diversion of attention.
It is potentially a good decision though, because the defense of Lemon Squad is going to be more focused towards the objective, as you know. Focusing on the east side when there's 1 guy left, not really too great of an idea, but they are still having their guys on the east, and it's going to be the good decision in this scenario.
But he's only got 20 seconds left, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, 22 seconds, damned if you do, damned if you don't in that scenario. But it was instead just... Who was that? That was Archer to pick him off at the very end.
We're now seeing some back and forth action here between Lemon Squad and the unit here. It's kind of gone away from this very aggressiveness now, at least in this previous round here. We might see it again this upcoming round here. What do you think? Do you think we're gonna see some mad push?
It depends on the objective. Seeing the same objective, maybe one team's going to feel more confident. The unit obviously can't cap their own Volk here, but Lemon Squad, they may want to wrap this up quickly. Which maybe they're going to kind of know that, hey, we've been trading we've been trading around between them for this entire map so far. Are we just want to change up the strategy again, try and confuse the unit, do the same thing as the first map, just go in, smokes ablaze, and get that cap like a map cast I did with Nightfire? What one was it? It was yesterday, I believe. No, day before yesterday. What match was that? It was the exact same scenario on Suburbia with this objective.
Well, fear no longer, Buxton. The answer's about to come to us. Will Lemon Squad take the win with a cap here? Or will the unit press on to live another day?
But we will have to see. Of course, the unit on the defense here seemingly trying for a kind of a similarly stacked defense as the Lemon Squad from the previous round. Though Sideways has taken up a very interesting position way back in spawn. I've never seen someone take this before.
You saw Bacon before in a somewhat similar position on the other corner of that hedge there, but not behind that white fence. No.
Oh, that's an interesting
Leaves you
one.
a little open.
We'll have to see how effective that actually is in the future.
Definitely have to pop in and try that spot sometime next time in the game.
It may be. Let's actually take a look at what kind of sightline he's got. Oh, I'm inside the bush. Help! Help! I'm inside the bush. I can't escape. All right, I've escaped.
Camera 2.
All right. He does not really have too good of a sightline, though. Maybe he'd just be able to get a sliver down the center, in which case that would be a really nice sight to have, because he can just about see the entrance to the left side, and he can see straight through the right hand side. Now that is a very solid sightline, because that means Legless Chicken, his position is kind of defunct, really. They don't need someone watching that center passageway, though they are still putting someone there regardless. But Strajak, he's pushing aggressive. He takes down Caltrop, but he's looking for more. The entirety of Lemon Squad is on this side. He's going to be looking for Bacon, spraying through the wood. Doesn't see Bacon. Shots ringing over his head. He's looking for more blood. And it's going to be risky blood. Far too risky blood. He goes down from that beautiful nade from Geeka.
He can still call out some very key positions to his teammates right now.
Good, but he can't really see too much through this bush, it seems. He knows where Geeka is, but I don't think Lemon Squad quite knows that he's actually down. They are still pre-firing this way. Yes, Strajak has pulled him out.
Nades are going around like beach balls here. One for everyone. They just don't seem to be finding their target.
I'm just really need some nades on objective right now. A nade onto Jamie's position, that'll be killer for the unit. Really, I'm surprised with these. We haven't seen more smokes from Lemon Squad yet. They've kind of been really bare with them. They've got one way too far back and the other on the far east side, not really with any purpose.
Me Sideways is getting pushed around by Polis Bill's M249. But will he get this pick? He does! But smokes are going on objective. Will there be another stray nade that'll take down Me Sideways? But Me Sideways is actually using the smoke to his advantage, using it as cover, visual cover at least.
He's just wildly spraying through, just waving his gun, trying to get someone. And Archer is looking to actually peek out this kind of a center passageway that Sideways would have had the sight on, but he had to rotate to objective. Now that's certainly an interesting one. And the nades from the smokes rather from Lemon Squad, they're going to be running out pretty soon. Going to be absolutely useless. So they really need to act off of these soon, or it's going to be very bad news, because they'll have no utility to use as they actually go for their final push.
Wika proning. It looks like he's going to try to make a push, but does he know that Me Sideways? Oh, not anymore.
Yeah, no anymore. He gets taken out by Archer from that center, and that's distracting Jamie and Legless, and possibly also Moxham, because they now know there's a threat through the center passageway, and Geeka, I think, is checking his code.
Objective is free real estate here. How will Geeka attempt to take on this? He probably doesn't have smokes by now. There's just been another smoke has been thrown out, but it's not really far enough. Will Geeka just hold on to it and try to use that as visual cover?
Oh, that'd be genius. He can do the G-Man tactic of just putting on his chest and slowly proning for the objective. But I think Jamie might catch him doing that.
Yeah, if you just blind fire into that smoke there, potentially get that pick, but I think Guika knows that Jamie is right there and he's facing that way, but he doesn't look.
He doesn't look, but Bacon's moving across instead. Bacon should know that Jamie is here now. You can see one member of the unit got picked off just earlier, but Jamie's looking for Bacon now. But behind the fence, he might not be able to see him, especially as he's proning. Bacon should be able to just pre-fire here. It should be an easy pick onto Jamie, but he just hasn't quite spotted him yet. It's the Dark Porch, and it's instead it's Jamie that spots him. Archer goes round, gets the pick of the refrag rather, and Archer's going for the cap. He needs a duck. Not quite fast enough, and Legolas picks him up instead. That could have been a cap, but he just didn't duck fast enough at the end there.
Lemon Squad almost took the game there with thank goodness that the unit knows how to shoot.
That could have been bad. Again, trading between Lemon Squad and trading between the unit again and again. I can't predict who's going to actually be the winner of this now. I'm not sure. We saw Lemon Squad take that kind of strong victory on the first map, but the second map being like this, I can't predict what the third is going to possibly be like, or if Lemon Squad is just going to win this series here on this second map.
My prediction, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you went to the bathroom before we packed up here, but we're going on a road trip. It's going to be a long one. Back and forth, all the way. Just how we like it here at Onward Master League.
It's possible. But what was the next objective? We've got the garage objective starting off next, and
That's a hard one.
Yeah, that's a hard one. And for the unit being on the offense for that starting off, they won't know the kind of positions of Lemon Squad or how they like to play this particular objective. So I'm kind of thinking that the unit are going to try and play this one fast. They're going to play it fast, take over center house, take over playground, take over west maybe. They might actually just leave that out and just go for center and east. But I think they'll take that and then just try and pick off the opposing side, pick off Lemon Squad from the center house and the playground, and then just clean house, end that round there before they go ready for the next one.
I don't know. I feel like playing this objective fast is really risky, mainly because there's just so many places to fortify around the objective, including in that middle house again. And in the back house, the spawn house, the garage, behind the jersey. I could go on for days. It's just, I wouldn't play this fast personally, but we'll see what they do.
They do have a C4 ready on the center house, it seems. Yeah, there's one being planted center house by Geeker. No, it's a tablet. He's got the C4 on his chest still. But Polis, Calshop is the one that throws it over center house, takes down Moxham. The return fire from Legolas. There goes a confirm onto Moxham from the nade around the corner. A very nice double explosive play, and now Legolas is going to be getting hunted by Caltrop.
Yeah, Legolas knows where Caltrop is, but
Strashak's pushed up. He's playing it fast. He takes down Caltrop, and now is trade between Bacon and him. I gotta say, I didn't expect him to push up hard on this side.
Me neither, but he didn't have any reinforcement on his, basically kind of covering his back, so that's why he got taken out so quickly after he fired his shots. And the unit are now down a man compared to Lemon Squad.
The rest of the unit also seemed a little bit scared to push up. They did not have, as you said, they had no support for Strajak. No one watching over from playground. So no one standing on the slide looking for anyone outside center house. It was just him alone with the world on that far west side. You can see just where he died, that X, so far from the rest of his team.
The unit's got their work cut out for them here. They've got to A, take out middle house there and secure that. B, formulate a game plan on the spot now that they've basically lost effectively half their team, and figure out if they want to go for cap or go for kill. And C, manage to execute that in the face of, well, what is right now a Lemon Squad advantage.
Well, the unit, they're definitely too spooked to play this particularly fast now.
Me sideways, trying to get that pre-fire and those blind picks, I'd call it, at the middle house, but there's just way too much cover between these two spots here that nothing's finding each other.
He's slowly running out of ammo from his SA-80 as well, though Jamie did catch one guy behind the bush, not able to quite get those shots off onto Polisbill, though the return fire is certainly spooking him.
Legolas is still hesitating on taking out the middle house there. Rightfully so. He's got to take out 2 people. One downstairs, one upstairs. I think he's going to let it be and try to see if he can get it from one of the windows.
Lee. Possible to get picked up by Archer as he was down by Jamie on that western side. Well, I've been sideways actually. It was either one. They were both looking the same direction, but Lemsford have the major advantage. 4v3 on this objective while still holding the center. It's only one man, but that one man is so important.
Yeah, we're halfway through the round here, so if we want to see any moves coming out, now's the time. We haven't really seen too much.
May see Jamie go down in the move here.
Nah, too far away. Oh, but he gets shot anyways.
And Caltrop's out of that position. He knows he can't stay there for long now that he's popped off those shots. He's going to rotate out of there. Levis is looking for someone on the objective. He's looking for Archer. Not quite going to spot him though.
Trying to pick off Archer there. Just because he's crouching behind that Jersey barrier. It's virtually ineffective. Smoke's coming out from me sideways. But he's choosing not to follow through with them. He's going to use another diversionary smoke again. Looks like he's going to go around the other side of the burning house.
I'm not sure what's going on with his walking right now, but he's kind of going back and forth like he's adjusting his stock or something. Maybe he is adjusting his stock. You never know.
Maybe. Mine look fine.
These smokes are actually really solid. Look at this on the far eastern side. Sideways should be able to just walk up Polis from that center, from that far south position on the east, just through the fence. That's a solid one to defend the kind of one hole in that smoke. And now it is just one man left on the unit here. Archer though, gonna pick him off immediately. There goes Legolas. And Lemmerscott looking like they may take this. But it really depends on this next Marsoc round. It is a hard objective still.
I'm rooting for the unit here to turn it in their favor here. But they've got to start talking more, I think. I don't think they're talking enough. We're seeing people kind of pushing out really far and kind of doing their own gig. But not really seeing too much of a coordinated team effort.
Yeah. Though Lemscott are also playing pretty well this match. Archer is going 7-2, and I don't think he's been particularly in positions that would allow him to kind of rack up those kind of kills. He's been kind of hanging back in the kind of medium to close range to the objective. He's not really been one like Caltrop, who's pushed out super far.
Yeah, he's just trying to play.
It's actually both of them, Archer and Caltrop, both going very well, 7-2 and 7-4.
Yeah, definitely all those kills make a huge difference for the team and actually for themselves too. Hopefully they don't get a little too cocky. Maybe they will, I don't know. That could be what the unit needed.
Maybe. Hopefully just 20 seconds to the next round. The unit are going to have to change something.
Definitely so. I think it's not a fact that they're too aggressive or too conservative. They're really great with holding positions. The issue is they don't know when to move up and they don't know how to move up together.
Yeah. That's the same. Going in now to the 6th round, what could be the final round. It all depends on the unit's defense here. There's trading a gun between Polispill and Caltrop there. Not sure why, but that's certainly interesting. Looks like he's just holding the gun to get the spray out. Not going to catch anyone. They're not going to fall for the same thing as the, what was that, the 1st or 2nd round, but they got that pre-fire spray.
The unit's defense is remarkably pushed right now.
You would indeed be correct.
It's, especially if you're like down this far, I wouldn't be doing this, but I could be wrong here. We could see some pretty amazing plays coming out of this.
It all depends on if Shijak decides to sit in his position and wait, or if he's going to try and push out here on a flank. A flank could be very, very devastating.
Polispill is pre-firing a whole bunch of different areas, pretty much blindly, I'd imagine. Unless Archer's been called out, or I'm sorry, Starjack's been called out.
I don't believe he has.
But if Starjack turns around right now, or peeks right now, he could have gotten Polis Bill, but Polis might see Starjack now.
He could still pick off both Polis Bill and Archer. He should hear the footsteps. He does hear the footsteps. He's going to peek around. He's going to take down Polis Bill. Archer will definitely know that Strajack's in this position, but is he going to peek out and actually go for him? Archer is looking for Strajak, just on the other side of the bush. They can't see each other. Not quite yet.
If he gifts a nade to Strajak, that could easily take out that threat. But
the misfire. The misfire and Caltrop from the slide takes him down the long range angle across the map. I never even thought. He's getting so inventive of ways to use that slide position. That's unbelievable. And now the western side's opened up.
The Caltrop slide is what I'm going to call it now.
The Cal slide.
Okay. I can do that.
The Caltrop slide sounds very unpleasant. Sounds extremely painful.
I don't know. It sounds, well, it kind of. You just saw Starjack get shot from across the map from it. Like, yeah.
Geek desperately exclaiming for them to take down Jamie there in the back. He was taken down. The team very receptive to his desperate pleas for someone to take him down. And now this is looking good for the Lemon Squad so far. They have to take down Moxham in the center house, and they pretty much have control over the map.
They do have the man advantage right now. Will they use that to potentially get 5 points or at least 4 points?
Oh, Legolas is waiting for Polis. For Caltrop, rather. He's going to get one tap headshot. Boom. There he goes. And Moxham gets taken down in a rush upstairs too. It's now just a 2v3. Not looking good for the unit at all. Though Legolas is still up, he could still pose a big threat.
Bacon's trying to pre-fire areas that he knows people defend from, but he's not finding anything.
Oh, Legolas is going to take down Geeker as well. He's taking 2 from 1 position. This is just embarrassing. You should always expect someone on this porch. Always.
We got 2v2 action going on here. The front line slightly diagonal to the street. We know where their push is going to come, and both teams know because they have the positioning there. Nothing fancy going on. We're about to see a shootout in the street here and see who has the better shot. But first, who will peek first?
I think Archer's going to be the one to peek first, but they really need to take down Legolas. The fact that he's been using a suppressor on his G3 on that position has been incredibly strong. Allowed him to take down 2 people, 2 of which would most likely have already taken down Sideways and him if he hadn't been using said suppressor.
Will Archer notice me sideways? It's a little hard, at least for mine with the regular Vive, to kind of notice people in those corners there. But he does. But he doesn't land it. Me sideways is now probably pretty aware of where Archer is.
Oh, the spray through the wood from Legolas there. That was beautiful. He just blindly sprayed through. Managed to catch him through a bush and through the woods. Glorious.
Bacon's resable. He's probably trying to call it out right now, but I wouldn't count on him being res. He's just way too far away and directly in between 2 sight lines of enemy players.
Archer actually has free reign here. Nobody's watching his current position. He can prone across street. No problem at all.
If he stays prone, he might be so low that Sideways won't even see him.
If he takes down Legolas, he can get the cap. Oh, there goes Legolas. He's going to see him. The shots come out, but he misses them. That's not good.
Oh.
He's dropping his gun. He's dropped his bag. He's desperate. He's desperate. He's trying to reload, and there he goes. Oh, dropping the mag and not being able to reload. That's not a good one. And the unit have tied it up 3-3 unexpectedly.
Good job on the unit for coming in clutch here. Now,
that was actually a 2v4 clutch. A 2-4 clutch.
Yes. Very much so. That's very good performance from the unit. And they're looking like that they're playing so much better now. They're playing more as a team. Just in that one round alone, after I criticized them openly for not really coordinating their efforts. So you guys get a round of applause for that round from me.
Indeed, you get a golf clap. I've got to be quiet with it. Apparently that somehow blew out my audio.
Really?
Yeah, just a very slight clap. I guess it's the kind of plosiveness. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
over.
Buxton has monster hands.
I saw it peek in my OBS and it worried me for a moment. That's what I saw.
You know why Buxton probably has a really deep voice? He's huge probably. Like he's
really giant.
Enormous. He's a giant, dude. Yeah. It's just he has to fool everyone with his Onward, make him look a little like, you know, normal size.
Stand on reverse buckets. I do the opposite of arsenic.
Yeah, there you go. You have holes in your floor.
Yeah, it's just one big recessed pit that I stand on, like some buckets, to try and get the calibration so I look smaller. That's the secret.
Yeah, there you go. Buxton is like Bigfoot, but disguised as a normal human being. Who'd have known?
That's exactly it. Going in now to the final round, the 7th round of Suburbia here. This is the one for all of the marbles, well, some of the marbles. If the Lemon can take it, it'll be their victory, but if the unit can take this, we'll be going to the 3rd map to decide the victor.
And this is the middle house here. Oh, man. This is going to be a tough one. And it's really looking like Lemon Squad got lucky on this spawn here because this objective is so nice to defend. Because you have to go upstairs, basically. Or
Early smokes. Are they going to try and do a quick push?
Whatever quick push is trying to come up, everyone knows that there are people, and a bunch of them in middle house there. And it's an upstairs party.
I believe there was a C4 thrown somewhere out the center, but I'm not sure where. They might have already blown it, which would be possible, but keeping it would make more sense. And oh my god, they're playing the beginner's tactic. 4 inside center house. I only just noticed.
I hope in the next update that they make the C4 like visible in
it will.
casting. That would look amazing. It's kind of anticlimactic when you just see a bunch of people just go down for no apparent reason.
Definitely the unit looking more coordinated. They've already taken down Baconost from the slide again, being the dominating position for this objective. And now Strajak's looking for another through the window, not able to get cow drop, and almost gets taken down by Spawnhouse as well.
No one's really challenged the middle house yet. They're all just looking for picks and see if they can ease the tension from the outside rather than from the inside. But no one's really in a position to look in aside from Starjack, but he's not even looking that way. He's looking onward to go around the front, it looks like. Well, now he's looking in.
The unit have slowed down though. They got that pick in the center house on the 1st floor, but we're not quite seeing anything else just yet.
They might be trying to focusing their attention on taking out like Archer's position, so center house is on its own and they can just lay siege to it.
I don't believe that anyone of them is going to peek out here though. I need to deal with Archer first.
If Moxham here moves up, he could potentially see Archer, but Archer sees him first. Moxham moving up to that cover there, firing going off. And Archer goes down. Middle house is on its own here. This is up for the unit to keep themselves alive here.
Indeed it is.
They're not really seeming that enthusiastic about it, though.
I thought there was a C4 thrown out of center house there, but Strajak is kind of getting aggressive here. Looks like he's going to go for the 2nd floor, maybe. Going to go to that 2nd floor, peek in the windows.
They're doing exactly what I said. They're surrounding the house and about to lay siege to it, attacking from all corners. The unit are just showing up here now, and it's amazing.
And I think Strajak almost got team killed by Moxham there. He just called it in.
That could get confusing.
But man, the unit are definitely setting up ready to take out this center house.
Looks like Jamie here is about to move inside here and try to lay stake, get this cap, or what is going to be at this point now, try to kill everybody and get the 4 points. It's just too heavily defended to even think about getting a cap. Unless you're really clever. But he's going to need everyone else on his team. But it's now 2 people on the top there. Polis Bill, or I'm sorry, Caltrop got taken out from the... Who is that? That is Starjack in the spawn house.
Coming down. Geek of the nade. He's going to rush out. He's going to get taken down by Jamie. Now Jamie's going to go straight. He wants to take out Polis. And down goes Polis. And that's the unit taking Suburbia. They're pretty happy about that one.
Yeah, they live to fight another day. Or another round, or another map, I should say.
Indeed. So, a third map again. We kind of thought that we'd either see... you predicted Suburbia Bazaar. I predicted kind of a Quarantine.
I actually didn't predict Suburbia. I predicted a long-range map, like anything but Suburbia, because seeing how the unit just got annihilated on a short-range map, but apparently they practice Suburbia a lot, and this is just one of their strong maps.
I think we'll see Quarantine then. Not Quarantine, Downfall coming from Lemon Squad. Yeah, I think that's what we're seeing. We are loading in right now, so we can kind of
or Subway.
Head to the war room. And we can kind of show what we'll be seeing here.
It's Downfall.
Right. So for the third map, we are seeing Downfall. There we go.
Why does no one choose to give us a hard time and choose Subway? Like, seriously. Like, perfect map to troll the casters is Subway, because it's all tunnels. And we can't go through tunnels. Come on, guys. I expect better out of you.
Suburbia Subway, people can kind of be a little bit anxious of it after it changed. People don't really feel comfortable taking it. They don't feel comfortable taking it in past either. It's always been kind of a polarizing map because, you know, it's short range with night vision parts and non-night vision parts. It's got many entrances to the objective, so it's quite hard to defend now compared to the incredibly hard to attack that it was in past. It's strange. It's not really something that people like to play in League in its current state.
Would you rather play previous Subway or current Subway?
Oh, that's a hard choice. I'd probably play current Subway more. But I'm not really sure. I haven't played current Subway enough, really.
Played it a couple times. I like the tunnels. I really do. I think it really adds a different kind of aspect to it. Something that you kind of see in Tanker. But yeah, they did go a little overboard with the amount of entrances that they put in, and so now it's a bit of a maze. So I'm a bit more leaning toward the old Subway where it was really linear, and it was about how well you can breach and get through.
This is where the unit will really need their teamwork here. If they don't have their teamwork, then it's kind of just going to fall apart entirely. Because Downfall, if you don't have that teamwork, as you said, you can't get those smokes off, you can't get the pushes, and it's bad news for all parties involved. Well, except the defending team. One. And here we go. That is going to be the North objective to start off with. A pretty solid one. Lemsor on the defense. On the offense, rather.
The unit lined up with another capable objective here. They're going to have to play this pretty tight. Make sure that no one slips under. And we've seen Lemon Squad before. They can get a little cunning and sneaky.
Oh, they've already spotted the spawn. Strajak's in dire straits. He may be able to take down one, actually.
If he could get into middle hotel, I think he'd be in a much better position, but he might need to smoke himself out, which he is doing.
I'm gonna die any minute, guys. I'm pinned down.
Oh, Strajak knows. He's saying he's gonna die. They have the better angles. The smoke hasn't really gone off fully. It's kind of been stuck in the pit there, most of it wasted. But if he goes now, he should be able to escape in time.
He's just got to make sure that he doesn't... Oh, he's going for a pick, but it doesn't land. So he's going to have to stick behind the cover of that wall. But he's so open to Archer over there, who's not really paying attention to that. So he has a chance to make an escape here.
Possibly, but unfortunately not. Calchop spotted him from... Wow, he spotted him through the camo net of the West Dumpster building. It's pretty hard to spot people in there, so I'm surprised he managed to get that. Nevertheless...
That's pretty incredible.
Another pick from the unit there takes down Archer, evening it back up.
I'm not sure where those shots are coming from.
Lemon Squad is not really being... They're being relatively aggressive, but nowhere near as we saw in the first map. Or in the first round, I should say.
The first round of the first map.
It's just that round, really. The rest of it's been slow, honestly.
Yeah, they've not been too comfortable after the first round. You can see one pick there. He's looking better for Lemon Squad now. I say that, but the headshot from Moxon with the sniper. The 12 times takes down Giga with one smooth headshot. If he could actually even this up and take the round for the unit if he just works hard with this sniper.
It is evened up as of right now, though. The unit are just... They got 2 people on objective, and I think they had one... Yeah, they have one person behind it, so they got excellent coverage. But no one's watching... No one's watching the east side, which there is a flanker coming across there. We got Bacon looking to make his move from the other side, try to potentially surround the unit's defense here. And he will be probably pretty unhindered on his way in, as both teams have suffered major casualties.
Going around this room instead of the far north is definitely the better option, because Moxham was just going to be ready and waiting on the far north with that 12 times if he decided to get too aggressive and push out from the outside of this building.
Bacon's not exactly sure about how he wants to approach this. He's in a little bit of a contingent here. He thinks that there's someone in that window that overlooks his direction, but there really isn't, actually. Everyone's focused on that south side. There is a defender along that rock wall there who could potentially call out Bacon and his sneaky trap. Legless Chicken goes down, making the defense a lot less weak, or a lot weaker, I should say. From the top floor. Smokes out. Will they notice Polisbilly? He's on objective.
I don't think he will notice. He needs to quickly cap this, though. Sideways is rushing around. He's going to picked off. And there's only Moxham now, but Moxham isn't rotating in time. The first round cap, it's coming out again. Baconos goes down from Moxham, but it's not going to be enough. There goes the cap. Moxham, so sad. Rushing to the objective, too slow.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, indeed. We could see this final map wrapped up very quickly, with the victor being Lemon Squad if this kind of plays continue again.
That's what I'm talking about, Lemon Squad. They're really good at just keeping opponents on their toes when they just shift up their strategy on the spot, like mid-round. You saw that, like at first it was really slow. They were taking a bit of their time, waiting for everyone to get in position. Then once Bacon got into position there in a way that he could challenge the defense, in a way that would strain them, they all just collapsed in on an objective and allowed Polis to get the 2 points for his team.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the unit didn't rotate quicker, because they had nobody that could actually watch the objective, nobody in the crater, nobody inside the objective darkroom. They were all in the main objective building, or they were in the northwest where Moxham was. They had nobody that could actually stop that cap to begin with, which really is kind of surprising.
Yeah, they were a little... I don't think they have their defensive strategy completely planned out. They had good positions, but they weren't placing people in places that could complement those positions. So we had 2 people in the middle house, but no one in that crater, like you said, to watch the outside and defend that. I don't think we had anyone in that front room either to watch the north either. They heard that call out to the south, and they all just looked that way and kind of were oblivious to the flank.
With a more dangerous spawn for the unit here, Lemon Squad could potentially lose some early members. It all depends on if they can just expect this spawn. They do have the smokes already popped, so it's entirely possible they won't lose anyone. They just have to be dead on perfect.
Lemon Squad are a very seasoned team. They know these spawns, and they know how to appropriately plan for them. But the unit is getting a little spread out again. We're not seeing that unanimous push-up again. We have Jamie up really close to objective. but two of his team, or yeah, I believe it's two or three of the team actually, going around the south side. So Jamie's got to hunker down there for a bit and just try not to get shot if he wants to collaboratively push on this objective.
This is actually a very common push for this objective. You've got two guys going around south, then coming up the west street, and then the other two kind of sneak down from north. It's I think maybe I haven't really seen the unit play too much on downfall, so maybe this is something that Strajak pulled in, because I know this was the kind of favoured strategy for Silent Purge, but maybe they've already played this. It is quite a common one.
And this is Lemon Squad's map here, so we know Lemon Squad feel confident here, at least to try to shut down the response that was Suburbia from the unit.
I think it's going to be, we're going to have to hunker down and wait for any kind of action to come out this round. The unit can be very careful, and Lemon Squad, they are not going to kind of give up this round. They want to take this to a 3-0 nice and smooth, so might as well sit back, have a like quick sip of water or whatever you've got on your desk, Todd, because we're in for a long round. I think this is going to be the full 6 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't have the Red Bull today. I just filled up a water bottle. So, yeah. We'll just try to keep each other awake, okay?
Yeah.
You know how you said you overloaded your mic by clapping? You can do that.
What? Oh, right.
It'll wake me up.
There you go. That was still very far from my actual microphone, but it still kind of blew out the audio there, so I'm very sorry for anyone listening. I will avoid doing that again until I figure out why that's happening despite my compressor.
The unit are just taking their time now. Starjack has joined Jamie, so that's good. At least that push now has reinforcement. Now we're waiting and seeing if the south side 3 here can make use of their positioning.
I felt like I'm watching a Lemon Squad versus Beginners. Like, Lemon Squad are sitting in rather uncomfortable positions, like Bacon here is prone inside the crater building, while Beginners just sitting back and waiting. Lemon Squad, they know they don't really have to do anything until like a minute 30. It's like kind of just lazily watching some angles, peeking occasionally, because they know there's nothing else to really do.
That's the thing about this map, though. You can wait as long as you can, but this map just burns time like it's fire. Before you know it, you're down to like the last 30 seconds, and you got to make that push and try to make something happen.
Some shots coming out over towards Caltrop from sideways at the far south side, but the unit might run out of time here. They're being incredibly slow with their push from south to west. It's easy to do that. That was a big issue when I was on Silent Purge. We couldn't go from south to the west fast enough, but about now is when they need to be on the center hotel, because otherwise you kind of get trapped in by the opposing team's defense, because we're still 4 minutes in and no one has died. Not a single person has even been shot.
Yeah, you can't play Downfall with 2 minutes remaining. That's what it is right now, and we're probably going to see a time here, and then Lemon Squad taking another win here because the unit they lost track of time.
You see Jamie was picked off by the guy, Baconost, the man himself inside that crater building, and some more smoke's being popped from Strajak here, and finally a move coming up the west from sideways, though Archer is perfectly ready and waiting. See, Strajak went down just by the rug truck, and Moxham also went down on the south side. The entire north has fallen, and now it's just the south push here, just the two in the south. There goes Archer, taken down by Legolas in a trade, and now sideways he's actually going to push into the basement here. He's going to have to contend with Caltrop, but though it's Skeeker that finishes off the round by taking him down as he tried to push up there. And man, this is definitely looking like a Lem Squad possibly taking a 4-0.
Yeah, the unit have to pull off a reverse sweep here. They want to try to take the win here after that hard-fought Suburbia. Be a shame if they lost that, but Lemon Squad being dominant here right now.
Absolutely. They need to pick up the pace on the unit. They have to pick up the pace. They have to kind of get their communication, their coordination in check. But that really takes a lot of time working together as a team in scrims and the like. It's not really something you can force out. You can kind of improve it kind of just by maybe doing calls for like status checks every like a minute in scrims, just to try and get people used to the idea of communicating. But it just takes time, and the unit, again, not being anywhere near as kind of experienced as Lemon Squads, they don't have that time advantage. It's going to be something maybe we'll see develop over the weeks, over this week of Season 7.
Yeah, especially with the new players on board, it's a little rough on the edges as you try to get them up to date with how your community is, especially since the unit is an experienced team. They've been around for at least a season as far as I know. I don't remember how long they actually have been, but when you have something like that and you bring someone new in, there's a little bit of a period where, you know, if everyone has different call outs, people have different cultures. It's very much a multicultural community Onward is.
Yeah. Going in now to the third round. It may be the fourth round technically, but it's actually the third round. Caps very confusing.
Yes, very much so.
Oh no, the quick spawn for the Lemon Squad. This could be very nice for them. Maybe we'll see another cap coming out here.
Becky, do you think?
We could. Lemon Squad, this is a very capable objective if the unit don't really defend it that well, but it looks like they're taking up some pretty decent positions here, so I'm not expecting them to go down without a fight. But everyone's taking up a position in a building here, so expect some really close range combat to emanate from this.
And the Lemon Squad are actually playing this slower than I would have thought. It's a quick spawn. They weren't initially spotted with when they spawned out and the unit looked over this west street, but they're still playing it rather slow. Calchop, the man himself, is going to be looking for Strajak, but he's not expecting him in there. There he goes down. He really did not expect someone to already be inside the Center Hotel, and that is just a big mistake. You've always got to expect someone on Volk to be inside Center Hotel for this objective, unless you can catch them immediately, like as they try to enter, because you get there at pretty much the same time.
Yeah, the only way you can really effectively just run in and take a hotel is just off the start when everyone just meets there at the same time. It's a great place to brawl out. It's so much fun, but you can't wait on it. Suppressive fire coming up from Polispill, but not making any mark here. I think it's trying to suppress that window of anyone trying to spot them. Just, it's not landing.
Oh, the nade, the very long range nade from Strajak takes down Archer there. They are going to get the revive immediately, but that's certainly an impressive one. If it was angled a little bit more towards Strajak's left, he could have potentially taken down 2 instead.
Sometimes I think we get baseball players in here.
Yeah, sometimes, especially like Russia Z with his long range nades.
I'm just happy when a nade of mine just doesn't land at my feet. I'm pretty. That's like an accomplishment for me.
Oh,
we got all
3 of them are grouped up here. Strajak, I know he would hate to see this. They're arguing with each other, telling them to get out of the way, and the shots don't quite hit from Strajak.
If there's like one more on-point nade against Lemon Squad here, that could pretty much mean that the unit will live another round.
The Lemon Squad are finally deciding to move up here. Polis is going for the Center Hotel with his M24 ready and waiting. Goes straight in, pre-firing. He doesn't care, he's got the ammo to do whatever he wants, but will they expect Strajak to be on the first floor? No many people take that position. He has cleared the second floor already now, but he's looking for that second one, and that's the important one. Oh, there goes Strajak, he's rushing out.
He's going for bacon, he picks him.
And he's looking for another. Polispill spots him and takes him down. Center Hotel is cleared, but it's a 3-4. There's 2 minutes 45 remaining. Is it quite enough? Speaking of that, there's Geeka way to the southeast. I didn't even spot him. He could potentially actually walk in from the south and just demolish the defense of the unit.
Yeah, but if he's not careful, his teammates are pretty much pinned down at Hotel here. They're relatively surrounded, so if he could potentially, if I were in Geeka's shoes here, I would try to get the attention of the defense going on right now and try to get them focused toward Geeka as the imminent threat rather than Hotel. So Hotel could try to push up and potentially cap, which looks like they're going to try to do anyways without Geeka's help.
Yeah, I imagine Geeka's going to be the one to pick off the defense and kind of make the unit scared. But Polispil and be that Archer on the first floor going to be the main attacking force. Another pick, they might actually not need Geeka in the end. Maybe Legless is going to get tagged by Geeka in the far south. Geeka is hopefully looking for him because never mind, Polispil's on a triple kill right now. It's just one left now, it's just sideways. It's gone from a 3v4 to a 3-1.
Archer is moving up along this wall here. He's not in a position to immediately move in, so he's going to have to walk around. It looks like he's just trying to get the pick.
There he goes.
And
Lemon
they
scored
do.
that strong 4-0 on the final map. It's really clearly a weak point for the unit, the larger maps. And Lemon Squad, they just 4-0'd it. No regrets on the side of Lemon
so.
Squad.
That also explains why that my prediction was wrong in the first map. That the unit would choose a long-range map, given the fact that they lost to a short-range map. But lo and behold, they're stronger on their short-range maps.
Indeed. But man, the total score of 11-6, 4-2 on Cargo, 3-4 on Suburbia, and of course 4-0 on Downfall. That's actually a pretty respectable score considering that the unit had one new player and are also a lot lower ranked in general than Lemon Squad. Maybe we'll see potentially the scores being flipped as the season goes on. That would certainly be interesting to see.
It'd be great to see the unit become more competitive with higher ranked teams. Something that always kind of just comes out of nowhere, especially since Lemon Squad at one point was that team to kind of just come out of nowhere and become super competitive.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that's going to be all from us right now. We do have another cast going on Onward Moss League 1 right now. It started about half an hour ago. That is Silent Purge versus Boss Fight. That's cast by Sleepy and Omen. And later on tonight, we have Reavers versus Burning Chrome by Nightfire and Sleepy. And BuxtonWater, me, and Sleepy for Danglers versus Blaze. That should be very exciting. So, any final words, Todd?
The high ground usually wins. That's my outgoing.
Good advice. That'll be all from Onward Moss League 2 for now. We'll see you later on. Goodbye, everyone.